are those people, Flight Green? Come and tell me, Flight Green, who are those people who have existent arrangement to bring stuff in our country? Who are they? Now we know members of the Jamaican Labour Party who are sitting down in the House of Parliament right now as I speak and make this video. Them friend and them family, and them have the imported license to bring in agriculture product in our country. So them can carry in them things in quantities, and our poor little farmer them can't compete. So that's why you find our farmer now, then tomato rotten off in the field, then onion rotten off in the field, then lettuce rotten off in the field, then cabbage rotten off in the field, then melon rotten off in the field. Just name it Jamaica, because of the sabotage that our farmers are getting from this Jamaica Labour Party and the Andrew Holness administration. And Dayton Campbell is bringing forth something that is going to liberate the agriculture system in Jamaica and revolutionize the system, so we can be self-sufficient, where we can feed ourselves again and start to export and making some money. You don't want to tell the Jamaican people that PMP and Campbell want to put tax on imported stuff. You guys are nothing but a bunch of losers and liars. But we won't sit around here anymore and make you have no way and tell we people them lie, because you say them uneducated, so you can't tell them anything. And know that what the People's National Party has put forward is one of the greatest things we has ever take our ears and our eyes and see and hear since the passing of Michael Joshua Manley. If Dayton Campbell and the PMP get the chance to implement what Mr. Campbell has stated, Jamaica agriculture system will revolutionize and liberate our farmers and our people once again, and show them say agriculture and farming is the way out. Reality check, man, from me, the voice, you know, it's a unique one, aromatic, realistic TV. Anyway, today, my viewers and subscribers, Dr. Dayton Campbell, no new taxes on agriculture product, said agriculture minister in the making, Dr. Dayton Campbell. What Dayton Campbell say now? Him said Jamaica have 250,000 registered farmer right across the length and breadth of Jamaica. And what Dayton Campbell tell the farmer them say, he said we can't allow import for killing no business. And that's why me gone today, you know. Me gone down in the rubbles, the trench, the gutter, the garrison, the ghetto. And that's why me gone, because me a chat to the farmer them today. Me viewers and subscribers, anybody come across that video, yeah. Me want to know if you like it and share it. Because the farmer them for here, because Andrew Holness and him mini and them are run over the place and I talk about Dayton Campbell and the PMP go apply taxes to food or taxes to agriculture product. And Dayton Campbell did not say that. So here I a chat to you today, you know. The rural agriculture people, them, you know, because remember they say we illiterate, you know, we don't, you know, and we wear dirty water boot, you know, and machete, you know, and dirty crocus bag over our foot, you know, and tear up and stain up clothes, you know, and that's so them put we in class, we, you know. But when them want we vote, them want to spread false allegation, and the man never tell them that. The man tell them say a 250,000 registered farmer in a Jamaica, and he now go sit down and make imported food come mash up them farmer the business. And that him say, you know, and he no stop right there, so you know, he go on and he say, true now, the climate change and then thing there, and we are get flood, and we are get storm or hurricane, it damage the farmer them business. Him say when that happen, are the farmer them were out there in the field supposed to get the imported license. We go get the tomato back in the country, the cucumber, the cabbage, the pepper, the onion, the carrot, the banana, name it. And them fi go get it back and carry in the country so them can still supply their customer until then crop come back in. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But through Floyd Green and Andrew Holness, no say in the House of Parliament right now, how much Jamaica Labour Party member was sit down in there and them family member them and them friend them and them have the export license they bring in the imported food them in the country. And when Dayton tell you say, no, that now go work again. It now go work again. There is money there that we can tax and create a fund that's specific just for agriculture. Just for agriculture alone. Like how we have the tourism fund. We fix up straw market and then thing there. NHT in a housing. In a teacher. You understand what I say? At that time I say the agriculture need a fund for themselves. So anytime disaster struck the agriculture, them have the money they for rally pan and deal with it. Nothing wrong with that. You don't think we are fool, man. Me say I want to share the video, you know, to my countryman them and countrywoman them, you know, where they across rural Jamaica, you know, every nooks and cranny, you know. Because you not fool with people them again, you know. So me I go chat to them so they can understand. So we go listen to Andrew Holness him now. They spread false narrative pan Dayton Campbell and the PMP, and then we will dissect it and the other hand. Who no take it away.
That you can use taxation as a means of spurring or achieving a certain economic objective, such as putting on a tax on imported food items, for example. The challenge with that is that the people who are going to pay that tax are Jamaicans. The analogy was drawn that we have put on a tax on people who travel to Jamaica, and we have put it in a special fund called the TEF, or we have put on a special tax on incoming telephone calls, and we have put that in the Universal Access Fund. But you should ask yourself the question, who pays those taxes? Is it?
So, all right, Jamaica, that was the Prime Minister. And he was asking, who is going to pay those taxes if you put a tax on imported food? He stated that it is the people of Jamaica. It is a lie. It is a lie. And we explain what I'm going on now, as Dr. Dayton Campbell said, because I say, no, I don't know the rubbles we don't know today, you know. The man said there is a 40% tariff on Irish potato. There's another 40% on onions. And onions also have an additional stamp duty of 35%. He goes on and he stated, chicken, there is a protection of 260% as we tried to protect our local farmers. And here I'm going to explain and tell you why there is no reason to put on no new taxes for imported food in the country. Here the reason now what the youth stated. Because there is already a certain taxation that is there, that a percentage from those can go into the dedicated fund, which at this time is vital and needed to mobilize the agriculture sector. So when him go say, at the Jamaican people them go pay a tax if you put on tax on imported food, the youth a tell us, a liar tell, warm to the 40% what they pan Irish. Warm to the 40% what already they pan onion. Warm to the extra 35 stamp duty process what they pan onion. Warm to the 260% what already they pan the chicken. Because when they say tariff, more want to know if you understand when he said tariff, it simply means that there is a tax on it already. So what Dayton Campbell tell you say, because there is already sufficient taxation that is already there, that a percentage from those can go into the dedicated fund, which is vital, needed to mobilize the agriculture system now. So the man said we don't need no new tax. It is right there. We have the things them already that is tax. And all that he's saying to take a percentage from those things and put it into the dedicated fund specific for agriculture. So when they crop mash up like Hurricane Beryl, that fund would be there to deal with the agriculture sector right away. You don't have to sign nothing or go to the Minister of Finance. That fund would right there waiting for them to start them crop right away. Uno Dayton Campbell work for. Uno no get distracted and make the man like he want turn in a baboon aya. And that youth I say. So anyway, my viewers and subscribers, but we continue with the Agriculture Minister, Floyd Green, and hear what him have to say. And we're going to rip into him and dissect them likewise. Because what me say, you know, uno na mislead with farmer them again, you know, because a vote to know look now. And what Dayton Campbell, the present to know, are the best thing since Michael Manley. Without no apology. Anyway, take it away.
That the government is driving local production to re-energize the agricultural sector. Anthony Logg reports.
Almost 2 months post-Hurricane Beryl, and some farmers across the island are yet to pick up the pieces.
The damage that done is about over $3 million to actually repair this farm.
The Agriculture Ministry has started to provide support to farmers in some of the hardest hit parishes. According to Agriculture Minister Floyd Green, over 500 farmers have received input supplies so far.
Whether the seeds, fertilizer, or chemicals, we've done this because we've been able to procure prior to Hurricane Beryl. So 2 weeks after the hurricane, we're already able to start some distribution. And clearly, we've also partnered with the private sector and pooled our resources to give our farmers.
According to data,
this is what the report said now. 2 months after Hurricane Beryl, this man said them start the procurement already. That's why them could assist farmer. But the reporter said what? 48,000 farmers were affected. 48,000 farmers were affected. And only 500 get little assistance. If the procurement process were already ready from before the hurricane, and you have 48,000 farmers that was affected, some of them farm wipe out all entirely, and you only could assist 500 farmers. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Uno say uno start the process before the hurricane. So it is telling me that you don't have the money before. So if you don't have the money before and 48,000 get damaged, why only 500 people get little assistance after 2 months? You don't make this make sense, no man. How do no man? You feel so you can't fool the people them around anymore, brother. Ask yourself that, my viewers and subscribers. How can 48,000 farmers get affected by Hurricane Beryl, and 2 months later, only 500 people this man give little bit of assistance? Where him come from? A baboon that. Anyway, my viewers and subscribers, we continue to listen what them I say.
From the ministry, some 48,000 farmers were impacted, and so Minister Green called for patience as the Rural Agricultural Development Agency, RADA, carries out distribution. Back in the markets, the cries are getting louder from consumers and vendors.
You can hardly find stuff and the price is up also. Everything is over the top. Everything is over the top, so we can't buy.
While the government works to restore normalcy to the sector over the next few months, some produce are being imported.
What we've already done is to look at the areas in which we have shortage, right? So for example, we do know that our sweet pepper, tomato, all of those lines where we see that there is a downturn in supply, we've already worked with people who already have existing arrangements to bring in some of those items. And we expect that those items will be filtered through the market space over the next few weeks. While we're doing that, we're driving local.
Who are those people who are already of the existent arrangement to bring in some of those items? We have already worked with people who already have existent arrangement to bring in some of those items. Who are those people? Who are those people who have the existent arrangement to bring in the things then? Ask them the question. Members of the Jamaica Labour Party who sit in parliament are them of the import license to bring in agriculture product in Jamaica. Are them of it. So you can't fool nobody around here. You see what you do? 48,000 farmers were affected and you only give 500 farmers little assistance. But you were already have people in place ready to import agriculture product in the country. Talk to me, no man. I want to go. You think so? No fool with farmer them around here again. It now go so you know, brother. We there to analyze, you know, dissect, make with people them can understand and get the raw truth of our one. Because for too long, you know, have with people them like a idiot, like a monopoly. Every 5 years, you know, run come. Boy, you know mean with people them good. You know mean with people them non good, boy. 48,000 of the farmer them get affected in Hurricane Beryl. And your uncle show up 2 months later and help 500 people. And then you know have no friend them line up for bringing tomato, pepper, onion and everything in the country already. Boy, you know a fool. Dayton and Campbell have one of the best plans for agriculture going forward. Because we go and liberate ourselves with our own food. And then we start export the rest. Anyway, we will continue to listen to the baboon.
The parliamentary opposition has been paying keen attention to the development. Opposition spokesman on agriculture Dr. Dayton Campbell spoke with our news center.
We don't want to see the government issuing licenses and that will negatively affect what the farmers locally have produced. It just needs to be a managed process and there needs to be an intervention from the government to get back some of the lands under production.
We put those concerns to Minister Green.
What we're doing is to ensure that the market is not flooded with imported items so that the farmers, as they continue to come back, they will have space to sell their produce. So we're managing that system. We're continuing to engage all of our stakeholders to ensure that we get the management of that correct.
Look at my screen and tell me something. If the market was not over flooded with foreign onions, if we people them onion, would that they spoil, heap up and throw away and they spoil? Garbage them attacks, man. But them attacks don't make no sense. Saying, one no say no make no sense. Election time, you know, so no come around and attack. You understand? But Dayton and the PMP want to put tax on imported goods. Them no need to put no tax on imported goods. When you have 40% of tariff already on Irish potato, you have another 40% already on onion, another 35% stamp duty on onion, 260% on chicken. So what he's saying, if you take a percentage from that and start up a dedicated fund just for the agriculture sector, no other sector, that means to say if disaster hit, them can go straight to that fund and them can start back tomorrow. That's what the man is saying. You understand what me I say? So we not in a uno no anky panky. It now work around here. So my viewers and subscribers, we go listen what Dayton Campbell say right now, and then after we will dissect it. Take it away.
Hold on, Dr. Campbell. Are you
Because that is
saying,
all they are earning.
Dr. Campbell, are you saying that there are members of parliament now who are either themselves involved or have family members involved in importation of food item into this country?
Yes, and there are some of them that are dominant in it. There are members inside of the parliament now. Jamaica Labour Party member of parliament who dominates importation into Jamaica. And there are other members there whose relatives are also given import licenses and permits.
Jamaica Labour Party members dominate the imported food in our countries. Then relative and family members, friends, then get a license to bring in quantities, amount of food on a monthly basis. And the farmer them, that is really hurting. The farmer them are out there 365 days of the year. Rain, sun, shine, true fog, them out there. And when time then crop get destroyed, you no give them no imported license. For them can get some stuff. For continue to sell them produce to them customers. So for them light bill can pay. For them mortgage can pay. Then rent can pay. Then can send them picnic go to school. Then can show them tithe at church. Them can buy them grocery and do anything what them want. Then left behind in the cold. Left with suffer like dog. And on the other hand, members of the Jamaica Labour Party who sit in the House of Parliament and their relative and friends, and them get the license. And the real people them what deserve the license of a stay on the outside and just say, look, sir. And when Dr. Campbell say, yo, we can't work, we don't come talk about Campbell say taxes. No go, sir. Take one on yourself and yes, sir.
Yes, and there are some of them that are dominant in it. There are members inside of the parliament now. Jamaica Labour Party member of parliament who dominates importation into Jamaica. And there are other members there whose relatives are also given import licenses and permits on almost a monthly basis. Therefore, they have no interest in protecting the local farmers. Let me show you an example. The Minister of Agriculture should be ashamed of himself.
No interest.
The Minister of Agriculture last year in his own constituency in St. Elizabeth, which is considered a breadbasket parish in Jamaica, because they produce 24% of all agricultural produce. 1 out of 14 parish produces a quarter of the agricultural produce, the breadbasket.
Yes.
The farmers inside of that constituency last year had to throw away their onions and some rot in the field because onions were imported into the country, which caused a glut on the market, causing the price to fall way down, and the farmers could not get a market for their produce, and they lost it. That story was well carried with pictures and videos.
Also, farmers in St. Thomas had that problem.
Also, farmers in St. Thomas had that problem. And that occurred because the government allowed for importation. You can't just get up and import something and you have to get a permit to do it, which means that somebody approved for you to import the items. Now, wouldn't it be better if RADA actually functioned and you knew at all times how many farmers we had, what they had under production, how many acres they had under production, and what was the expected yield, so you could use that to control whether or not you needed any import licenses. And in my opinion, persons that are being given import licenses should be practicing in the industry.
Exactly.
If you are a farmer of Irish and Irish is short because of Beryl or Raphael or heavy rain, then you should get the permit because you cannot produce. You should be able to bring it in so you can continue to supply the different distributors that you supply.
Hold on, Dr.
But it can't be that.
Exactly. You are the farmer. And say you get a flood, like the hurricane or anything, and you Irish them mess up. You, the farmer, should granted that license to import the Irish so you can continue to support your customer. No, so you should have got Jamaica. Anyway, continue, Mr. Campbell.
Doesn't practice agriculture at all is the person getting the permit.
Hold on, Dr. Campbell. Hold on for me. Are you making a commitment to the people of Jamaica that when farm produce are short in Jamaica and we need to import, it will be the farmers that will be given that importation license?
I have said that before, and I'm saying it again, right? My interest is the Jamaican farmer and the Jamaican people.
Because that's how
I
it
don't
ought
have
to
any
be.
personal interest in these things. I am talking about agriculture. The commercial activity in rural Jamaica, there isn't a constituency in rural Jamaica where agriculture isn't the main employer of labor. It is at least 50% in every rural constituency.
Are the
In
key?
both constituencies in Portland, both constituencies in St. Thomas, in
You're
St.
right.
Mary, in St. Anne, in Trelawney,
Right
in
across
the
Jamaica,
Hills
my
of
brother.
St. James, in Hanover, in Westmoreland, in St. Elizabeth, in Manchester, in Clarendon, in St. Catherine. In all of the
Agriculture.
rural constituencies, and St. Andrew, parts of St. Andrew. Once they are rural constituencies, agriculture is the main employer of labor. Sometimes up to 80% of the economic activity have to do with agriculture. It is how we are going to transform the rural communities and develop them, bring our people out of rural poverty. You see the numbers about poverty now? Rural poverty is almost 2 times what it is elsewhere.
Yes, because
You
agriculture is
see crime and
down by what,
violence peaking in?
14%?
True, true.
By 12.5%.
12.5%.
You see,
So my viewers and subscribers, me say anybody will come across that video, me want to know if you share it. Because me want every farmer from every nook and cranny in a Jamaica to get this. Me want them to understand what go on. And say for 9 years now, the Jamaica Labour Party, they take uno for kuno they style uno and they laugh off of uno. Meanwhile, at the same time, I them friend them have the license them for import things in the country, for match up the farming sector in Jamaica. And this is what Dayton is talking about, and this is what he want to put a stop into. Let us go over back what the Minister of Agriculture, Floyd Green, stated. 2 months after Hurricane Beryl, the report stated 48,000 farmers were affected and only 500 get little assistance from Floyd Green and the Jamaica Labour Party. 48,000 farmers were affected and only 500 get little assistance from the Jamaica Labour Party. And Floyd Green and the Andrew Holness administration, they tell the people them say they must have patience. You they tell the people them to have patience. When 48,000 we crop gone and wipe out, we don't have nothing. We are now depending on the government so we can start up back with crop. Out of that 48,000, only 500 you give little things and they tell the people them say they must be patient. And see where it gets sticky in our Jamaica. Listen what the man say. What we have already done is to look at the areas which have shortage. All of those lines where we see there is a downturn in supply. Listen where it gets interested and tricky. We have already worked with people who are already of existent arrangement to bring some of those items. We have already worked with people who already have existent arrangement to bring some of those items into the country. The tomato, the onion, the cabbage, the Irish, the cucumber, the apple, the pie, name it. We already have existent arrangement with some people to bring in those things. Who have those imported license? Member of the Jamaica Labour Party. They are the one who have these license. Now Jamaica, let us be fair. The farmer them out there 365 days of the year in them field. Rain, sun, shine, in dew. And disaster struck. Then crop gone. Not them, the government should give the license to import whatsoever they were cultivating so that them can still have a money so till them crop come back. No, brother. No, brother. The man them have them friend, members of parliament, their relative, and the poor farmer them left to suffer. You know, not tricky people them again, man. Dayton Campbell have the best plan for no farmer. Time go start up a fund for no. That means to say if hurricane, a flood, right away, immediately, the day after the flood, preparation start to make same time because the fund is there with that cash in it, specific for agriculture. And that's why man take it. Anyway, Jamaica, here's the next clip. So we hear him and after we will dissect it. Take it away.
Sorry.
No, I intend to speak truth. It was said clumsily, and it would naturally lead to that interpretation based on how it was said. But just to give some context, so people can make up their minds as to what they believe. This is not the first time I'm making the suggestion. And I've always made the suggestion in the context of assisting local farmers and understanding what the realities are currently. And the General Secretary of the party as well. Cost of living is obviously one of the main planks of our campaign that we're campaigning on, that we need to do something. And we've been speaking about cushioning the crisis for a while. So clearly, understanding that we would not be proposing something that would add to it. But I can understand that based on how it was said, it would naturally lead to that interpretation. But if you look at what currently obtains, there's a common external tariff on quite a few items. There's a 40% tariff on Irish potatoes, 40% on onions, and onions also has an additional stamp duty of 35%. For chicken, there's a protection of 260%. As we
I'm going playing back again and make you hear what the man has said.
A common external tariff on quite a few items. There's a 40% tariff on Irish potatoes, 40% on onions, and onions also has an additional stamp duty of 35%. For chicken, there's a protection of 260% as we try to protect our local farmers. So the idea, the bigger point that I was trying to make, I get that people would get that interpretation from it, but I want to assure them that there is actually no plan to introduce a new tax because there's already sufficient taxation that is there, that a percentage from those can go into the dedicated fund, which is vitally needed, in my opinion, in order to modernize agriculture.
You hear what the man say? There's already a tax there. There's already a tariff on some of these things like the Irish, the onion, chickens and all those things. So what he's saying is to take a percentage from the tax that is already there and create this fund for agriculture. That's what the man is saying. Anyway, Jamaica, we will continue to listen to him.
So we have persons who are engaged in planting cash crops, and one of the greatest engines to that is land preparation. So we need a fund that is able to be responsive. We can assist people with preparing their land, with plowing, with furrows, rows, so that they can do their thing. Also with planting, you have machines that can do planting because you're not able to attract the same level of labor that you were able to attract 20 years ago. People are just not willing to work in agriculture at the same extent. Harvesters to harvest the things.
Yeah, what the man say? Because of climate change and them thing there. Some of the time, if you have to wait for the minister to make them pass the money that you get it, it may pass the time when you're supposed to start back your crop. So him say if you have the fund in place, immediately you can start back your crop tomorrow. You don't have to wait for the government because the fund created to be specific for agriculture. And that the brother is saying, nothing wrong with that Jamaica. One of the greatest thing me hear since Michael Manley. And the labor right to no can't stop this. Remember me telling you that. No can't no go around and chat. This a goal. From me see this, me see victory and winnings all over it. Because we say self-sufficient. We go feed ourselves. And we go and use agriculture to liberate the Jamaican people. Anyway, continue, my brother.
As opposed to getting individuals with the spray pans on their backs and going around doing it.
The man said we can't allow import to kill the local business. We cannot allow import to kill our local business. No new taxes, the man stated. There are 250,000 registered farmers right across the length and breadth of Jamaica. And Dayton Campbell is saying we can't allow import food to kill their business. That's what the brother is stated. There is a common external tariff on quite a few items. And he goes on and he lists the items. He said there is a 40% tariff on Irish potato. There is also another 40% tariff on onions. And he make it clear that onions also have another additional stamp duty of 35%. He goes on and he make it clear. He said chicken, there is a protection of 260% as we tried to protect our local farmer. But this is so interested. This is so interested what Dr. Campbell has stated. But listen to this keenly as he stated. I want to assure every single farmers across the length and breadth of Jamaica, from Moran Point to Negril Point, that there is actually no new plans to introduce new tax. And he make it clear the reason why there is no reason to add any new tax, because he stated because there is already sufficient taxation. Farmer, you hear what they go on? He said there is already sufficient taxation that is there, that a percentage from those can go into the dedicated fund, which is vital, needed to modernize agriculture. And that the man say no, because there is already sufficient taxation that is there, that a percentage from those can go into the dedicated fund, which is vital, needed to mobilize our agriculture sector. Farmer, uno him attack for, you know? Uno no sit down and play a fool and illiterate and dumb this time, you know? Because since Michael Manley, you know, at the first me hear something like this, you know? So if you no make an opportunity like this run past, you know, brother, you know, in a mucho problem, you know? Mucho problem, you know, you know? He goes on and he make it clear to every farmer across the length and breadth of Jamaica. He said in 2 years' time, we want Irish and onion to be self-sufficient. That means to say we not import no Irish or no onion in 2 years' time. Every local farmer in Jamaica must be able to supply the local market and the tourist market in Jamaica. Or the hotel market. That is the goal. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. He also stated, Jamaica, that the farmers who are out there 365 days of the year, and through some form of disaster, they lose their crop. He stated that they are the one who's supposed to get the license to bring in them produce, so them can continue to supply their customer until their farm get back on track. What he is saying, it is unfair, it is not right It is not right for a member of parliament who know nothing about agriculture to get in these license to bring in stuff into the country. And these people who work farming all their life, they don't know nothing more because you don't have them as duns, illiterate, thinking what about machete, dirty, stain up clothes, crocus bag over back. You take away everything from them. And the man said, enough is enough. We cannot sit down anymore and make imported food destroy agriculture in Jamaica. And goal this. Missing money all over this. Every man who do farming in a Jamaica, every woman supposed to the smile right here now. Of these plans that Dayton Campbell have to put in place when the PMP farm government. You understand? Based on climate change, brother. So I make it clear that the dedicated fund is going to be very important going forward to rescue agriculture and the farming sector in Jamaica. The dedicated fund that him want to create, him want to take a percentage from the tariff that is already there. He want to take a percentage from the tax that is already there and some of the imported product. He want to take a percentage from that tax to put into the dedication fund to create a fund for agriculture in Jamaica because he will revolutionize back agriculture in Jamaica. That's what Dayton Campbell and the PMP is saying. Revolutionize back agriculture to a 21st agriculture in Jamaica. That them say them a do. So Andrew Holness and the mini and them, they run around and they talk about, oh, taxes. Nothing no go, sir. Because you don't want to give up on import license. Because you they hurt the farmer them. But you expose you now. And we know what they go on. Based on climate change, this fund is needed. Based on the flood and the storm, the drought what they take place in a Jamaica, the dedicated fund needed. It needed specifically for agriculture. That means to say every farmer in Jamaica can look forward to get a percentage out of that dedicated fund that Dayton Campbell and the People's National Party want to put in place to revolutionize agriculture in Jamaica. So don't buy them nonsense and them garbage talking about these men want to put on taxes on agriculture. We are going to use agriculture and liberate the Jamaican people. Not talk about Minister of Agriculture Floyd Green. 2 months after Beryl hurricane, 48,000 of our farmers were affected and only 500 of them who no get little seed and little knickknacks. And telling them that they must be patient. Be patient and what? You're telling them that they must be patient. 48,000 were affected by Hurricane Beryl. And you are telling them to be patient when you only assist only 500. And here the reason why Floyd Green is telling our farmers them in Jamaica to be patient. What we have already done is to look at the areas which have shorted. All of those lines where we see there is a downturn in supply. All of those lines where we see there is a downturn in supply. Like tomato, pepper, onion, carrot, name it. Listen what Floyd Green tell our farmers them when them back against the wall. 48,000 of them crop were damaged. And Flight Green word to them, we already working with people who already have existent arrangement to bring some of those items into Jamaica. That's what Flight Green tell our people. And we are asking, who are those people? Who are the people who have the existent arrangement to bring stuff in our country? Who are those people, Flight Green? Come and tell me, Flight Green. Who are those people who have existent arrangement to bring stuff in our country? Who are they? Now we know. Members of the Jamaican Labour Party who are sitting down in the House of Parliament right now as I speak and make this video. Them friend and them family. And them have the imported license to bring in agriculture product in our country. So them can carry in them things in quantities. And our poor little farmer, them can't compete. So that's why you find our farmer now, then tomato rotten off in the field. Then onion rotten off in the field. Then lettuce rotten off in the field. Then cabbage rotten off in the field. Then melon rotten off in the field. Just name it Jamaica. Because of the sabotage that our farmers are getting from this Jamaica Labour Party and the Andrew Holness administration. And Dayton Campbell is bringing forth something that is going to liberate the agriculture system in Jamaica and revolutionize the system so we can be self-sufficient, where we can feed ourselves again and start to export and making some money. Who don't want to tell the Jamaican people that PMP and Campbell want to put tax on imported stuff? You guys are nothing but a bunch of losers and liars. But we won't sit around here anymore and make uno have no way and tell we people them lie. Because uno say them uneducated. So uno can't tell them anything. But the tide has changed. We shift everything. As we say, aromatic realistic TV. We don't deal with gossip, you know. We don't bring conspiracy theory. We don't do tabloid and we don't do propaganda. But my job is to make sure anytime when you come out, I am here to dissect, analyze, bring it clear as crystal across so my people can gravitate. My people can gravitate and lodge it up in their cranium. Come to the full understanding of what we are talking about and know that what the People's National Party has put forward is one of the greatest things we has ever take our ears and our eyes and see and hear since the passing of Michael Joshua Manley. If Dayton Campbell and the PMP get the chance to implement what Mr. Campbell has stated, Jamaica agriculture system will revolutionize and liberate our farmers and our people once again and show them say agriculture and farming is the way out. Right, that's why them viewers and subscribers. Anyway, stay tuned to Aromatic Realistic TV. Like and share and follow the platform over YouTube. You don't know how much o'clock. We continue to remind them us that the signature word, it never changes. It remains to love. Until then, you know, on the matic, we'll chat again. We tell them, say, God, and I must go the road, man. Until then, I am out. Peace and love.